Okay, good morning. Can everyone hear me okay? Is the audio clear? Am I speaking loud enough from where I am to where you are? So, in this morning session, um, we have a chance to be truly present together. Going about our daily life, normal life. Um, Maybe you are a businessman or a businesswoman or in the business of non-binaryism, uh, or activism or whatever kinds of things we're doing. We may be driving by and see a Buddhist temple, see a meditation center, or notice the beauty and power of nature in a tree, in a cloud, in the blue sky, in the happiness and joy on a child's face. And that may give us a period of pause. And what is a pause? Well, it's to step back from becoming. It's to step back from our work of becoming. And we can be very busy in becoming. Maybe we are trying to become someone that is free from something in particular that troubles us. Maybe we are trying to become someone that has more of something that we want. I imagine that a lot of people are struggling to generate income, struggling to make money for themselves and their family, meet the needs of themselves and their family. And when we, not just seeing a tree, or not just seeing the sky, or not just seeing the image of a Buddhist monk, or the visage of a meditation center, but we feel the energy there. We feel the energy of nature. We feel the energy of the Buddha or Buddhism. And there's a quality of echoing that what we already were or our experience kind of resonates back upon itself in that moment, in this moment. And that echo or that resonance is kind of a bell sound, the sound of the bell of non-becoming, non-seeking. Not chasing, not judging. And just being is a good one. This is a place where the skibidi grind set comes to an end. And we get to experience the joy, the freedom, the power of non-becoming. All the energy that was previously being used to become something, to get somewhere, to do something, comes to a rest. The skibidi grindset Grinch on his winter training arc, his winter bulk, is arrested in the face of the Buddha. And this is the arrest of mindfulness and compassion. This is the arrest of being where we already are and noticing that and resonating, ringing that bell, ringing the bell of alreadiness. And we all have the bell of alreadiness. That what I'm saying when I say that is that this moment and this life and this experience, this situation is already the way that it is. So all of the striving to get something, all of the striving to avoid something, all of the work to get success in our life, all of the work to show others how successful we are, all of the work to get away from our failures or get into some idealistic human experience, personal human experience, all of that stops in noticing the way that it already is completely, totally, fully. And that's not about a story, that's not about thinking, and it's beyond thought, it's beyond another place. This place is already so much, this place of what is already here. This experience is already here, and it's immense. So when we stop the skibidi, sigma, winter arc, Grinch mindset, some of you old timers might not know about this stuff, but I'm hip with what's new, okay? And if you're hip with what's new, you can put heart into this moment. You can be aware of the heart that's in this moment, the heart that's beating. And it's very powerful because you can be a TikToker, you can be a YouTuber, you can be the regular old American scum. And in this moment of stopping and being more aware, being more aware of the heart beating, the body being, the fullness, the totality of what is already. You are practicing real meditation. You are doing what is right. You are opening up to the power of nature. And the power of nature is inclusive of not breathing. It's inclusive of heart beating. It's inclusive of the skibbidiest riz that you can find. And Kaylee says their mom of preteens, business owner, constantly striving for more. Right. Well, you can tell, Kaylee, you can tell those preteens that you found the Buddha within yourself. And that you're now going to enter into the present moment, in each moment of noticing what is already. And you can tell them to hold you accountable to that. It's very easy to get carried away by watching YouTube videos, eating at fast food restaurants. It's very easy to get carried away by thinking about ourselves and thinking about what other people think of us. And it's easy to get carried away by worrying about making money for ourselves or our family. And really holding on to this idea that there's some better place over there. There's some secret better place over there that they know about, but I don't. And we spend so much energy kind of convincing ourselves that we do know about that place, or we do believe in that place over there, that better place, that better person, that better situation, that better experience. But it never actually brings us anywhere. We always arrive back here. So the practice of Buddhism and meditation is not to put more fuel onto the fire of struggling to get to heaven or struggling to get to a better place. It is to warm oneself with the fire of alreadiness. Alreadiness is on fire. Alreadiness is warm and cool. And it's not special, it's not particularly special. It's particularly accessible. It's special in its accessibility. It's special in its inclusivity. And when we can learn that, when we can remember that, we can offer that to others, people who are in a state of panic, people who are in a state of fear, people who are in a state of naughtiness. When we know how to use the power of what is already, that's a lot of power. We can do many different things with that. We can come home to that in any situation, at any place. And we can teach our body, we can teach our mind that what is already happening is the greatest Sigma grind set that could ever be, is the greatest elf on the shelf winter bulk that has ever been, that could ever be, and it is already there. We don't need to buy it. We don't have to sell something to get access to it. There's not really a special practice that we have to do to enjoy the healing of the openness of what is already here. And as much as we make use of a teacher or a friend or a monk or a symbol or a meditation center or a teaching to remind us to come back to our nature, our center, our beingness, as much as we use that, those outside things are just like a mirror to reflect upon ourselves, to reflect upon our experience, what is beyond, inside, and outside. This is important stuff. This is powerful stuff. And as much as we can make use of it to help, to heal, to take care, to support, to serve, to be present with our loved ones, to heal, to help heal our precious planet. Let's practice some meditation together. Let's practice some meditation together. So you may want to stand up for a moment. And be careful as you practice and as you approach practices and Buddhism and teachings and situations like this. Not trying to gain anything, not trying to get anywhere, not trying to have success. That's a big problem if we're trying to have success in what we're doing. Because it's a problem as much as we're thinking about that instead of practicing. We're thinking about that goal we're trying to get to rather than being here. And that's the power in this practice is the depth of being here. And that here can be woo, a lot of woo-wah, a lot of skibbity, a lot of Grinches running around, a lot of noradrenaline, Balkan rage. You may find here to be full of arm wrestling, professional level arm wrestling. Anything's possible. So don't let that looking for this other place over there make you miss out on the true heart of Christmas. Okay? That's what this is all about, the true heart of Christmas. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to practice a little bit of meditation together, see what happens, all right? So find your fortnight throne, or find your comfortable coffee, third wave coffee house chair, seat. I like a good coffee house should have a chair that's, you can kind of fold your legs up and have your back supported and sit Indian style, and sit upright and put on your monk's robe and have a cappuccino, right? But what that just means is, find a comfortable, stable position for your body, because meditation is real, and meditation is the skibbidiest fortnight um, uh, uh, power that you can have in the real heart of Christmas. I know maybe some of our older folks may not understand all this, but it's not just for you, and it's, having success in our meditation, the way of meditation is not about understanding everything. I don't understand. What's this guy talking about? And yet, like a block of wood, like a tree in the face of a storm, it's a natural. So find your comfortable, stable meditation position, Gently close your eyes. We can do a few ohms with me, okay? Gently closing your eyes. Also in meditation, we're not being too shy, right? I mean, if we're meditating, we want everybody to know that we're meditating. So how do we do that? Well, we can do a little bit of Om, and don't be shy about it. And try to Om together with me. And this Om is actually the sound of compassion, the sound of embracing suffering, embracing what's here, right? So sitting somewhat comfortably, our eyes gently closed, relax our face, relax around our eyes and our jaws, relax the head. Be aware of the whole body and mind at this moment. The whole body and mind as it is, as you're experiencing right now. Not a pleasurable body, not a pleasurable mind. Not an understanding mind, not a thinking mind, but the whole body and mind as it is right now. And it can help if there's something that's easy to grab a hold of to keep us connected to awareness instead of going off and thinking. So it may be the sound or the feeling of our breathing. And so you, as the awareness of the whole body and mind, as it is right now, can grasp onto the feeling of breathing. It can help you focus more on this whole body and mind, this awareness of the whole body and mind. And instead of trying to use the feelings in the body or the thoughts in the mind to get somewhere, we're actually using the thoughts or we're using the feelings in the body to stop trying to get somewhere, to stop doing something. Now, if we notice a difficult thought, we breathe into that, we breathe through that. That thought becomes our dynamite for breathing, for returning to breathing, to awareness. And any pain in the body, any sensation in the body, difficult feeling, becomes our invitation to relax, to be kind to pain, to be with that feeling. So in a sense, we're using the skibbity riz from the true heart of Christmas to get curious and get interested in what's already here and to be open to what's already here, to give to what is already here, experientially. Now, for people like Consume Ocean, they say, I keep trying to meditate, but when I fall down, When I go through difficulties, it takes me so long to get back on track. My past experience as being the biggest obstacle. So for people like that, you can lay down and listen. We can lay down and listen to this guided meditation experience, or we can listen to the sounds of Christmas time, and we can put our hand over our heart and lay down and relax and just listen and feel the true heart of Christmas beating within your own chest. Feel the safety, feel the capacity that you have to relax the body and mind, the heart. Feel the power of the heart relaxing body and mind. You can use the mantra, I don't need to understand this. I don't need to fix this. I don't need to control this. You have to be willing to fight. I remember when I had first ordained and I was living in Thailand. This is back in 2018, early 2019. And one of the monks that first supported me in becoming a monk and being as a monk, being in the monk community, a few months after I ordained, I found out that person had disrobed, so they had stopped being a monk. And we had me and the monk who really was the main person, a Pali scholar in Thailand, Thai monk, the main person who helped me to ordain. Um, and we had a call with this guy, and I found out that he was no longer a monk. And I said to him in my kind of freewheeling American style, I said, "Oh, that's great. Go and enjoy your life. Good luck. Congratulations. You're not a monk anymore." And that guy, that Thai guy who had disrobed, wasn't a monk anymore, he said to me, "Keep fighting." And you see that a lot from the Western side. If we see, somebody, if I stopped being a monk, or some other Westerners stopped being monks, the Western people kind of come together and say, "Congratulations, good luck. This is great. The next step on your journey." But in the Buddhist tradition, especially like Thai Buddhism and Theravada Buddhism, it's not auspicious to no longer be a monk. And in the same way, when we practice meditation, we may feel more suffering, we may feel more difficulty, but as much as we can, keep fighting. Don't give up. And Buddhism gives us this support structure for how to do that ethically and informed by wisdom, and to do it skillfully. We were talking about earlier in this live stream, and last night as well, yesterday, earlier this morning, we've got to scrub out this false idea that there's some idealistic way to live life that doesn't require embracing or dealing with difficulty and suffering. So what's the best way to do that? When is the best time to do that? Right here, right now. This moment, with mindfulness, with detachment. Rah. You might not be able to do very much. A lot of people are in that situation where you can't do so much. You can't give so much. You can't live ethically so much. You're very difficult to practice meditation. You don't have much wisdom. But what you can do is stay concerned with these things. Stay concerned, connected to the people who are concerned with these things, so that when you fall down, when you get yourself tangled up in the bramble woods of difficulty, and the bramble woods, the brambleberries, the blackberry bushes of your own suffering and feeling of inadequacy, you know how to come back. You know how to take refuge in wisdom and compassion. You know how to take refuge in mindfulness. You know how to take refuge in that which is wholesome, that which is good, that which is reliable, that which is already concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. then you don't have to worry so much, and slowly and surely you can practice a little bit more generosity. Slowly and surely you can be a little bit more careful, a little bit more mindful about your conduct, your mental conduct, your verbal conduct, your physical conduct. And you can exercise just a little bit more to be mindful. And these all go together. Not separate. We all need support. I need support. You need support. The earth needs support. And we are all supported. In terms of becoming a monk or developing on the path, you need blessings. And how do we get blessings? By doing good deeds, by giving, by helping, by volunteering. It's the main thing. You can't do it according to control, especially not intellectual control. You know, life doesn't work that way. So you cultivate, you do good deeds, you do meritorious activities. You listen to talks like these, Buddhist monks giving talks. You volunteer somewhere, you donate somewhere, you give, you listen deeply, you share deeply, you support one another, you support the earth. And then according to your blessings, you might have a chance to become a monk. You might have a chance to become a Buddhist. You might have a chance to detach from complicated thinking. Okay, any questions? Just being here is enough. And in just being here, being enough, we can say enough to all of the spirits, all of the thoughts, all of the complicated stories that dominate the here-ness of life. Enough. Eyes open. Wan Sung says, when nothing can be said, a tongueless man can speak. Where not a step can be taken, a legless woman can walk. If you fall within the range of another and stagnate at a statement, how can you have any independence? When the elements oppress you, how can you penetrate to liberty? A tongueless man represents someone who has no rigid fixations of thought habit. Can anyone here empathize with that or imagine something like that? Maybe from your experience during this time, during this session. Hear that again. A tongueless man represents someone who has no rigid fixations of thought habit. No rigid fixations of thought habit. Donald Trump's gonna lower my grocery bill. A tongueless man represents someone who has no rigid fixations of thought habit. Such a person can understand and express what is not accessible to conventional thinking. So we're learning in this practice of open awareness, we're learning in this practice of mindfulness and detachment, we're learning in this practice of the alreadiness, accessing the alreadiness to understand and express what is not accessible to conventional thinking. A legless woman is one who does not depend on anything. Such a person can go where there is no support for dependence. Listen to that. We may find ourselves in the halls of heavenly, non-discriminatory awareness if we're serious about this. maybe more accessible than we as a personal identity consider it to be. What do they say? They say, good things come to those who wait. How long does it take to grow a mango tree? How long does it take for the first durian of the humanure pile to grow and bear fruit? Okay. Listen with your eyes. Wan Sung says, when nothing can be said, a tongueless man can speak. Where not a step can be taken, a legless woman can walk. If you fall within the range of another and stagnate at a statement, how can you have any independence? When the elements oppress you, how can you penetrate to liberty? A tongueless man represents someone who has no rigid fixations of thought habit. Such a person can understand and express what is not accessible to conventional thinking. A legless woman is one who does not depend on anything. Such a person can go where there is no support for dependence. We can go to take refuge where there is no refuge. We can go to find freedom where there is no freedom. And that precisely is what is not accessible to conventional thinking. How can this freedom be attained if you remain within the limits imposed by another? Hello? Is there an echo in the room? How can this freedom, the freedom that Buddhism is concerned with, how can this freedom be attained if you remain within the limits imposed by another? How can liberty be realized if you turn everything into a cliche? Mundane, usual, same understanding repeating itself. How can you be emancipated when everything weighs on your mind? Yeah, calming your thought. Mindfulness gives us a little bit more power, a little bit more juice to calm our thought. To give attention to that stress in the body. And to relax it and release it. all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May we feel supported. May we be brave in the face of anxiety, depression, fear, confusion. May we be willing to return again and again to mindfulness with detachment. May we be willing to return ever and ever again in the face of all kinds of difficulties and confusions to the simple teaching, the simple premise to be good and to do good with mindfulness and detachment. May it be so, may it be so, may it truly, truly be so. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And you can go to the website monklife.one to get more resources, to learn more, and some contact information there as well if you have any questions.